In this video, dear my sister, we'll be talking about Jordan Peterson, his debate with Muhammad Hijab. Stay tuned. If you're new to this channel, consider to subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Jordan Peterson, his taught belief in Christianity was very much evident. He no doubt vociferously denied accepting Islam in that speech. There is no doubt about that.
Just to remind you, the question was, if I gave you evidence that would satisfy a certain level of probabilistic...
No.
So you wouldn't?
No, because that isn't how I evaluate the situation.
With all his pontificated opinions about what he believes in Christianity in terms of the study of it, the exegesis of it, and also his own research as a doctor. But the bravado he's wearing, dear my sisters, Jordan Peterson, the bravado is coming off, and the Muslims can easily see it, especially after his speech, his address to the Muslims regarding uniting Shia and Sunni. His verbiage on religious issues lacks in basic understanding, especially about Islam, and I do suggest at the same time that Jordan Peterson should study the Quran more. Few points I want to make mention about him denying Islam. In his own YouTube channel, he posted this video, the same video, titling Muslims are invited to the message of Jesus Christ. Dear my sisters, Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in the Quran that if you bring them all the ayah, and if they see all the ayah of the book, they will still not believe. وَإِن يَرَوْا كُلَّ آيَاتِ لَا يُؤْمِنُوا بِهَا. So no matter how hard you try and no matter what kind of evidence, proof you bring to these people, they are not gonna believe, because Allah Azza wa Jal, if He decides not to guide a group of people, you and I can do nothing about this, even if we bring the moon to them and tell them, hey, look at this. This is from Allah. Do you believe? They will still deny. The good thing is, or could be bad thing, Jordan Peterson, he did accept that he is a Muslim in the sense that he's Muslim enough in that video to be invited in a mosque.
This is the crux.
Well, I'm a Muslim enough to have been invited to your mosque.
No, you're always invited,
No,
even if
no,
you're
no,
not.
but I mean this specifically.
Yeah,
I mean this very specifically, you know. I don't think in some sense, this is a very complicated problem.
Okay.
This is, as I said, very, very confusing. One hand, you might think that, well, this guy is becoming Muslim because he now admits that he's a Muslim enough to be invited in a mosque. At the same time, people can also get confused. Another thing that I have mentioned is that Jordan Peterson, he doesn't understand why Rasulullah SAW was a prophet. In the beginning of the video, he said, well, his message failed because he could not unite us. He could not unite the Shia, the Sunni. I don't really understand what the message is about. He still holds belief that Islam was sent, or the revolution came down only to unite a certain group of people, in this case the Shia and Sunni.
Dispute a priori the idea that Muhammad was a true prophet.
Okay.
But I don't understand what that means.
So
like
what,
obviously, so this is the way I'm going to look at this psychologically again. You know, it's people are granted revelations, and it's obviously the case, let's speak empirically, that the revelation of Muhammad united a fractious society. And so it was a uniting revelation. Now, how to conceptualize, but it's not a universally uniting revelation, at least not yet, or not now, because we're not all united. So
he doesn't believe Islam can bring the much needed change, especially in the conservative area where these people, they come on television propagating conservatism, you know, we are anti this, anti that, we're anti-liberal, but at the same time, they themselves practice liberalism. We have seen that example from Andrew Tate. We have seen this example from Ben Shapiro. All of these people, they talk big, but when it comes to do something, it comes to follow their own Bible, even the women, the non-Muslim conservative women, they are so liberal. So they need to change and they need to follow their religion. Islam is the only religion truly that can do that, because look at the Muslim society where women are practicing, vast majority of them, men are also practicing. So if you really talk the talk and don't walk the talk, then you really need to think about Islam. You really need to think the alternative. And the alternative really in this whole world against Christianity, Judaism, all the religion is Islam. His question was why the message of Rasulullah failed. It didn't fail, man. In his view, if the message was true and it was about uniting the whole humanity, it should not be creating more division. Like today, let's take a look. We have Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, all of this religion. So message of Muhammad, if it was from God according to his understanding, then today we will have no division whatsoever. Therefore, the message really failed. This is a clear example and a very good example that Jordan Peterson, he doesn't understand how the revelation works, and most importantly, he doesn't understand what guidance is. I have to commend Brother Hijab for choosing Jordan Peterson to come for this debate. Why? Because he has millions of followers and his followers are growing every single day. He is being respected by the mainstream Western media, the intellectuals, people who want to take guidance, Christian guidance, people who resort to his lectures. They trust him, they respect him. So when Muhammad Hijab chose Jordan Peterson, there could not have been a better choice. I want to make very clear this was not an interfaith dialogue, thank God, because we see almost all the time whenever we invite a non-Muslim, a Christian or a Jew, it is about sharing our religion. No, Islam is not about sharing my religion and sharing your religion and then we get along. No, Islam is all about da'wah. So when Muhammad Hijab, he invited openly and directly, quite frankly, Jordan Peterson to Islam, he proved, and at least to me, that it was not an interfaith dialogue, rather it was a dawah. When we talk about the like of Jordan Peterson, dear my sisters, we have to understand that there was Jordan Peterson during the time of Rasulullah SAW. Can you name one? Yes, it was Abu Jahl. Rasulullah SAW, he called him Abu Jahl, the father of ignorance, even though Abu Jahl was a very knowledgeable person. But when you do not have knowledge about Islam, when you do not accept the guidance, wallahi, you are the most ignorant. So Peterson, we have a lot of respect, a lot of people have a lot of respect, but at the end of the day, you are really a jahil. No offense, no disrespect, but in the sense that you don't see the truth. Now, since we talk about the end of time, I want to make mention of this. Jordan Peterson, as I said, a lot of people who believe in him, they follow him, his lecture, they follow him everywhere, literally. Rasulullah SAW, he talks about this kind of people coming at the end of time, and this time, these years, in fact, would be very, very treacherous when he said that Sayati ala nasi sanawatun khadda. A time will come for the people when it will be years of treasury. Dear my sisters, Peterson, with all his, demeanor, he decked out for the interview. We saw him there, how dapper he looked, neat and clean. But at the same time, what he is doing is he's deceiving a lot of people. So Rasulullah said that the time will come when you will see these good-looking, handsome people, they are going to create an atmosphere where you will believe the liars and you will disbelieve the one who is speaking the truth. If you're new to this channel, consider to subscribe for more videos. I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum.